they've gone after Home Alone. They've gone after Baby It's Cold Outside. And now they're back to picking at Star Wars because apparently the Mary Sue is not smart enough to realize that nobody is ever 100% represented in anything. Kate Gardner from the Mary Sue is demanding that Poe Dameron or any hero please be gay. Why not Rose Tico? Why not Rose Tico? Why'd she have to go and sexually harass Finn? Why not any of those characters? Hello everyone, I'm Mekaretta42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and yeah, I have a grudge against the Mary Sue. I think they are probably the worst of the absolute insanity that is sprouting up on the internet with a bunch of people who are not intelligent enough to understand anything, and they're out there with their opinions, and you know what I say about opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. So let's get into Kate Gardner's asshole. Let's dig deep into her asshole and see how bad hers smells, right? She wants somebody in Star Wars to be gay. You know, before I even read the article, I have to rant a little bit here about this. I am a 39-year-old bisexual music geek. I like heavy metal. I like a lot of obscure stuff. I like Star Wars, Babylon 5, Stargate, Star Trek. I love all of these things. I am never going to be represented 100% on screen. None of my viewers are generic and boring enough to be represented 100% on screen. The only people who want representation like this are people who have nothing else in their lives. People like Kate Gardner from the Mary Sue. People who demand that people like Poe Dameron be gay or anybody just so they can justify their own pathetic existence. Because they have nothing. They are going through their lives. They're going through their lives. They go to college. They are not smart enough to understand anything they're being taught. They go and try on a lot of things because they're taught, diversity. They don't understand a word of it. They don't understand what it actually means. They don't understand that diversity is not just diversity on the outside, it's on the inside as well. It's true diversity with differences of opinion. And as well as, the stupid superficial crap that nobody cares about. At least we used to not care about it in the 80s and 90s, and then they started caring about it again and making the only thing that matters about a person is the color of their skin, what's between their legs, and who they suck or fuck or whatever. My biggest problem with that is that they go to college and then like they try on, their bisexuality for a weekend. They're little girls, they're gay in college or they're bi in college, and then they go off and they lead their lives. And now we're getting this whole new generation of kids coming out of college. And it's not all of them, not all of you are bad. A lot of you are here on my channel, a lot of you are awesome, and thank you for having brains and being here on my channel. But they go into college and they try on all these geek fandoms because geek is trendy. Star Wars is trendy. Star Trek is trendy. Star Trek probably is not so much trendy. But the point is, they try on these geek fandoms that they're not smart enough to understand, that they shouldn't be a part of. And then they come in and they want, their representation, they want their diversity, they want to change it to yield and bend to their whim like their shit doesn't stink. Guess what? It does. And No matter how much you polish a turd, it's still a turd. So and that's how this is why I say they're not smart enough to understand this stuff. They don't get it. But let's get into this article. I swear I kind of need gloves every time I go into these articles because I dig deep into them and I poke exactly what they need to be poked. Or what needs to be poked to. Oh, they get me so mad I can't remember words, too. I hate these articles so much. So today is the last Friday of the year and also the last day Twitter is featuring the hashtag SWRepMatters, a Twitter campaign designed to talk about representation in all forms of the Star Wars universe. Again, representation is only for people who don't actually have anything in their lives. They're so sad and pathetic that they need to see themselves on the big screen because they were taught they're special. They all get ribbons. Everyone gets a medal. Everybody's a snowflake. Everybody's perfect. You're not. Let the heroes be on screen. And you know what? Try and be like them if they were heroic. They're not even heroic anymore, these people. Oh, freaking people. This runs the gamut from racial and ethnic representation to sexual and disabled rep, which each month focusing on a new identity. Oh, what about just being a decent person? What about just, being entertained? What about striving to be heroic? What about getting off of Twitter and stop poking me, basically. Don't poke the hornet's nest, because I'm going to bite your head off. I'm going to sting you. These fucking people. As the new year comes to a close, the founders of the event have used today to talk about the ways which Star Wars did right by Rep this year, and where they still need to grow. Well, you need to make new characters if you really care about them. But here's the thing. Representation isn't bad. Having somebody you can identify with isn't bad. I'm and I don't want anybody to think I'm like picking on different ethnicities, different, abilities, different skin tones, sexual orientations, whatever. I'm not. That's perfectly fine. Do what you do. You do you. Be happy about it. I don't care. My problem is when they go and change established characters for this. When they have to go out of their way to have a token, one of every sort of color of the rainbow, one of every ability of the rainbow, And it is so obvious that these characters come in just for tokenism in a lot of cases. And they aren't characters. They are character stereotypes. Stuff like Star Trek Discovery is a perfect example of this. You have gay character types and stereotypes of characters whose only character trait is that they're gay. That's not a character. That is the least more important thing that is about this person is who they're fucking. I don't care. Are they a good person? Are they good at their job? Do they do the right thing? Are they heroic? Are they honorable? Are they competent people? I always was taught, and I always grew up where, you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't look at the outside superficial thing because it's what's inside that counts. But now these people are so ass backwards that they don't understand. You need to look a little deeper than the superficial shit. We're a year out from episode 9 now. Who cares? And none of the films have included a character who has identified as being part of the LGBT plus community because it's a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. They don't care about that shit. They're beyond that. It doesn't matter. They're getting murdered by guys with laser swords and shit, to quote Ryan Johnson's stupid freaking movie. It's not about current political trends. Star Wars has never been about current political trends. They used Nazi representation because it was a clear-cut Nazi bad, everybody else good sort of thing. They did that on purpose because it was an easy bad guy. They didn't do it because of political reasons. They never did it because of political reasons. And fans have speculated about the character Poe Dameron, played by Oscar Isaac, since he bit his lip and offered Finn, John Boyega, his jacket. Maybe he just thought the jacket looked better on John Boyega. Maybe it smelled bad and he didn't want to say anything. Because, you never see John Boyega shower. Maybe he had BO and he didn't want it back. Have you done that? If somebody comes in and says, hey, can I have your thing? You know what? You keep it. You're gross. You keep it. Or they're like, hey, can I have a bite of your sandwich or something? You bit it. You can keep it. That might be why he did that. Not because he wants to fuck him, okay? He doesn't want his tongue up John Boyega's asshole. Fucking people. Demonetize. Screenwriter John Kasdan and star Donald Glover implied that Lando Calrissian might be pansexual. This is why we got all the cool pando jokes. But the on-screen rep for that seems to be his romantic interest in his female-identified droid rather than any actual flirtation or romance with a male character. Oh, Mary Sue, do you not know what pansexual means? Pansexual means you will fuck anything. You will stick it in anything. You will stick it in a waist-tie knot in a tree. You'll stick it in a pie. You'll stick it in the swimming pool suction. You'll stick it in a vacuum cleaner. Doesn't have anything to do with gay, straight, or whatever. And the fact that he was banging his droid, or implied to be banging his droid, was pansexual. Do you guys not understand what representation is? Oh my god, you need to take, I need your SJW card right now. You don't understand what it means. Like I said, they're not smart enough to get it. Ryan Johnson said there's no room for sexuality in his film The Last Jedi, all while talking about how Rey and Kylo's fingers Rey and Kylo's fingers touching is a sex scene. It's not a sex scene. That's sexual tension. There's a big difference between sex and sexual tension and chemistry and flirtation. But Ryan Johnson, I actually will agree with one thing Ryan Johnson says. There is no room for sexuality in Star Wars. It's a movie that's supposed to be to kids. Kids don't watch Star Wars. There's well-known graphs out there saying kids only make up about 7% of the demographic of people who watch Star Wars. So who's it for? It's for nobody. It's for these assholes making the movie in their own rooms, sniffing each other's farts. That's who it's for. See the South Park episode. Now we're 4 films into the new Star Wars. Oh, God help us. And some might say, give them time. But the problem is that we shouldn't have to wait in 2018, almost 2019, for a major franchise that's been around for over 40 years to recognize that LGBT characters might exist. We have them. They're called C-3PO and R2 fucking D2. They're banging. We've all known that. They're a couple. We get it. We don't care. We don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense in the story who's banging who, except for whose offspring that we're going to come up and find out about. That's the only people who we even need to know had sex. And guess what? We kind of know how the birds and bees work. We know that Leia and Han liked each other a lot and made Kylo Ren. That's the only people we need to know anything about their sex life in Star Wars. And guess what? We already know because we see Kylo Ren. We know what happened. We can put 2 and 2 together. Lando having an on-screen flirtation with a man outside of the played-for-jokes bits with Han wouldn't have ruined Solo any more than the abominable treatment of women did. Wait, what? No. The abominable treatment of women. Women were the main characters in that fucking movie. Did you see Han Solo? I saw Han Solo. Okay, I saw the Han Solo movie. Kay Gardner, did you see Han Solo? The only person who was getting shit on, who was a side character in his own movie, was Han freaking Solo. You had the annoying SJW bot 9000 saying, "Droid lives matter." As a synthetic life form myself, I'm offended by that portrayal of us as being absolute goddamn crazy people. Okay? No, women were not mistreated in that movie. Women treated Han Solo like he was a second-class citizen in his own movie. They didn't... The idea that a non-heterosexual sexuality would somehow distract from the main story is dated as hell. A same-sex love story wouldn't affect or change anything, except to make the franchise more inclusive. Okay, we don't need love stories in Star Wars, though. The point was having the love stories kind of in the background. It doesn't... You're gonna cram so much shit in this movie. We don't have room for any love stories, heterosexual or otherwise. At this point in time, it's a more conscious decision to not include gay characters than it is to include them. No, it's not, especially when the Star Wars books and comics have been more inclusive. Cuck Wendig's Aftermath gave the main love story of 2 gay men in the book's top New York Times bestseller list. And guess what? He was fired for being an asshole to people on Twitter. He was fired for being a jerk, for being a cuck. So that's, thank you so much for mentioning him. He was fired for being an asshole on Twitter. Nobody said a damn word about having 2 gay characters. And anytime you even have something like that, it just screams a desperate plea for attention. It screams a desperate plea for, look at me, I'm woke. Look at me, I have diversity. Look. I need attention. Me. I need attention. I put a diverse character in. Look at me. And his behavior on Twitter proves my point. He needs the attention. So, more importantly, representation is almost a moral matter. To willingly exclude gay characters is cruel. How? How is it? Because that's a statement that the fans who are part of the LGBT community are not valid enough to be represented on screen. I'm not represented on screen. You don't hear me bitching. Like I said, you will never have 100% representation. If you think you will, then you're a fucking moron. You're stupid. I'm sorry. You're an absolute idiot if you think you're going to be represented on screen 100%. Nobody looks like Vice Admiral Gender Studies. Nobody wears ball gowns and giant purple wigs, right? Like I have punk rock hair because I'm a music person. I'm a music geek, right? I don't need your fake representation or tokenism. Make a good character. Just make a good character. The same way as badly, badly problematic to only cast white women in the leading female roles are only... Oh, really? What about, Lupita Nyong'o? I can't say her name. The one who plays Maz Kanata. I don't think she's white. I don't think she's American either. Oh, fucking people. Or to only hire white men to direct and write projects to exclude the LGBT community from the films and television shows. It's not like they're being excluded. It's people trying to hire the best person for the job, and now all of a sudden you've got this woke diversity token. You're a diversity hire. If you're demanding, I need representation, hire me. No, you're nothing more than a diversity hire, and you're not qualified for the job. Noelle Stevenson, perfect example for She-Ra. Diversity hire, not qualified for the job. See my She-Ra videos. I'm making demands about this, but also let it be a protagonist, a hero character as well. No queer coded villains or background couples. Let a hero like Poe, Finn, Rey, or Rey, Daisy, Ridley have a same gender partner. Well, how about Rose Tico? Oh no, she was too busy sexually assaulting Finn. Did you guys complain about that? Did you go, oh no, #MeToo, Finn got sexually assaulted by this woman who he had no chemistry with, and they led up to no kissing ever in any scene they were in together, and then she plants one on him out of the blue for no freaking reason. Sexual assault right there. Why didn't she go to jail? Why didn't she get her ass, Me Too'd and thrown off screen? Oh. Sends a powerful message. These heroes wouldn't be defined by their sexuality or be a token, rather a hero who also happens to be gay. Yeah, well, guess what? To change the characters, you would have to change the characters. Don't change characters just to throw in representation. They will come across as tokenism, especially if you change a main character. You have to write a new main character to do that. And guess what? They're not writing in a new main character. We already have so many spoilers for episode 9. I would send a message to young queer fans around the world. They're not only okay, but they can be a hero like their favorite character as well. Well, guess what? You can. Women identify with Han Solo. You don't have to identify with somebody because they look like you on screen or sleep with who you sleep with. It is ridiculous to think that you need that sort of justification in your life. If you need that, seek a therapist, find some sort of positive affirmation, self-help videos out there. Get some self-esteem. You don't need to see yourself in Star Wars. And if you do that badly, go play a video game of it. Queer villain is great. My favorite Star Wars villain, Rey Sloane, is bi. But we deserve a queer hero as well. Oh, fuck. If Poe is made straight in the next film, then not only will it represent a missed opportunity, but be given a fan reaction to him as a gay character. It will seem almost cruel and deliberate. Or maybe it doesn't matter who he's sleeping with. Did you ever think of that? He's a pilot. He needs to fly the ship. That's it. That's all he needs to do. He's not even a main character. He's kind of a side character that got a couple extra lines. He was barely in The Force Awakens. At this point, Poe practically has to be gay, otherwise it'll be a slap in the face to gay fans. You know what? It's a slap in the face to me as a bisexual woman myself if you go out of your way to make these characters gay just to appease me, just to appease the LGBT community. I hate saying I demand X from creators because they don't owe me anything. No, they don't. They don't owe you a goddamn thing, Miss Kate Gardner. J.J. Abrams has said enough about gay characters coming to Star Wars that if he doesn't deliver, he's just as bad as Kasdan or Johnson. John Kasdan actually delivered the pansexual Lando, and look how well that went down. It was basically just to get your little woke points. It was just to get diversity points by saying, oh yeah, Lando's pansexual. It was just for that because it wasn't even in the movie. It was just for the media. It was just for you little assholes out there in SJW land. Like Kate Gardner. Oh, I'm done with this article. I'm done. If you want to read the full article and be as outraged as I am, I will link it in the description, maybe, if I remember. What do you guys think? It's so... These sort of things are so... Stop judging me. Get off my screen. Kate Gardner doesn't understand anything, and I've ranted so many times about representation. It makes my head hurt. Do you guys need 100% representation, or are you fine, identifying with other characters? I'm sure there's men out there who looked at Princess Leia and said, this is who I want to be when I grow up. And they don't necessarily want to sleep with other men, They just want to be a badass character who can take care of themselves. There's women out there who identified with Han Solo, or Darth Vader even. And they certainly are 100% heterosexual and okay with themselves. And I think that's the biggest problem with this whole generation of people who want this fake false sense of representation is because they have nothing else in their lives to give them meaning. What do you guys think in the comment section below? I'm MechaRandom42. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it through the whole video, I appreciate it. I really do. This is a bit rambly. This is a bit lengthy, but man, this is a long article. And I had a lot to say about it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye!